Welcome, finally, to a new working meeting, but with a bit of a twist. Let's say a special meeting. So, first of all, I would like to welcome our new guests. I think we are more than happy to have you with us tonight. We will have more time to get to know you more after the meeting. Tonight, we have a very interesting workshop titled Your Engaging Voice, and honestly, I can't wait to know more about it. But before we start, I would like to state some of the rules. So make sure to be respectful in your speeches and make sure to not speak in Arabic since it's an English speaking club. The meeting will be recorded, so if you have any problems with having the meeting recorded, please don't forget to contact either Manijo or Ronan. Uh, it will be recorded for educational purposes, shared only with our members. We would like to see all your beautiful faces, and I believe this workshop, it's really important to have your cameras on. However, if you couldn't put it on, that's fine. Your presence is enough, and benefiting from this workshop is enough. However, if you decide to leave your chair, please make sure to turn off your camera and then put it back on when you come back. And try to have your phones on silent to avoid distraction. And most importantly, enjoy the workshop. And now I would like to give the stage to our own president, Mary Jo Shaheen.
Thank you, Yasmina. Welcome everyone to another Mercury meeting. Around 3 years ago, I gave my very first Toastmasters speech at the Toastmasters Club. It was a nice, interesting speech, but boy, was I nervous. So much that when I rewatched my speech, I felt like I was watching someone speaking to a wall. Even the wall could have gotten bored by my monotonous voice. We all have so much to share with the world, so much potential to inspire, but without the right voice, we could transform the speech from a motivational, exciting speech into a deadly, dull one. You don't want your speeches and presentations to suffer this kind of transformation, do you? Well, you're at the right place. At Mercury Toastmasters, we practice our vocal variety every single meeting by presenting prepared speeches, impromptu speeches, and being evaluated every single time. And of course, we're not the only ones doing that. We are part of an international community of thousands of clubs around the world. In Lebanon specifically, we are 5 clubs. We are Mercury Toastmasters, but we also have our sister clubs, Protoast, Speakers and Leaders, Loudspeakers, and our Arabic sister club, DOD. And we are part of Area 1, Division A, District 105. Some of you may know our trainer tonight. He has indeed visited Mercury before as a general evaluator. So some of you Mercurians may know his talent as an amazing evaluator. What you might not know is that he traveled the world as a professional classical singer and speaker, appearing at the world's greatest festivals in Europe, Asia, and South America. He is also a qualified public speaker and voice coach, and he has shared his vocal variety know-how with people of many cultures in varied contexts. Tonight, he will guide us in using our voices in a fresh, new way. Please help me welcome distinguished Toastmaster Andrew Bennett.
Mercury Toastmasters, and your very welcome guests this evening. I'm so pleased to be with you to share your engaging voice, maximum impact as you speak. I'm very glad that the gremlins of technology have allowed me to come to you this evening because it was a bit of a close call, but apologies that I was about 1 minute late. Naughty me. But there you are. It's the internet that did it for us. I'm glad to be with you. So I want you to teach me how to throw my voice. That's what the gentleman said to me who'd come to consult me. Now, he'd been told that his voice lacked a bit of volume and also that he was rather monotonous. You know, he had one of those voices that sat all on one note all the time. And it was only respect for the man that came to consult me that led me to, I was wanting to say, well, throw your voice. Where? How? You see, we don't throw our voices. We make them resonate through the use of our bodies and our breath. but it was a great thing to be able to work with him and to encourage him on his speaking pathway. This evening in this workshop, we are going to find our very best vocal quality. Sometimes we want to use a vocal quality that's slightly different in our speeches. Maybe we've got a moment where we're angry or frustrated, but let's start by finding the basic recipe, our best vocal quality. Do you know something? The great Italian voice teachers of the 18th century, they had a bit of a saying, and it was, look for quality and quantity will come. Look for quality and the quantity will come. And we are going to do that together tonight. We are going to find our most wonderful vocal quality together. We're going to accomplish a vocal warm-up together. You're comfortably in the space of your own homes, and I hope you've got your door shut so that you can relax and join in with the interactive exercises this evening. We'll also be hearing from two of our Toastmasters who will be presenting short speech extracts, and I'll be coaching them vocally on those speech extracts. We're going to have a breakout moment. We've got all sorts of things happening in your engaging voice this evening, so I hope you're really ready to make a start. I'm just so thrilled to be able to be with you. Here we come. Yes, let's have a virtual wave. I think that's a good idea. Thank you, Mary Jo. Splendid. So we're going to start by finding a good posture. Now, if you were going to play a musical instrument, you would find the way of holding your instrument so that you can make the most beautiful sounds, wouldn't you? That's the way we start. But it's the same with your speaking voice. We need to get our voice, our bodies in the right comfortable posture and flow so that we can produce the best sounds. Here we go. We're going to start our warm-up routine. Before we start warm-up, may I say to you that if you have any problems with your neck or your back, we're trusting you to do the right thing. Feel free, if you need to drop out of an exercise and come back in later when it suits you. Do the exercises comfortably in the way that suits you. This is the warm-up. It's not the actual speaking itself, it's the warm-up to the speaking. Here we go then. We're going to do some posture exercises. So you watch me. I'm going to drop my head onto my chest. I'm going to take it to the right and the center and the left and the center. And then I bring slowly my head up because my head is the heaviest part of my body. So I bring it up last. Okay, so I'm going to line that out for you. It's your turn now. Okay, ready? So just gently drop your head down onto your chest. Off you go. I'm watching you on my gallery view. It's great fun. Take it to the right and the center and the left and the center. Fantastic. And slowly bring your head up. And as you do, just gently breathe out. Good. We're going to work on our shoulders a little now. We're going to work on our shoulders. What I'm doing for you is, if you spend a lot of time online, particularly with your work or your studies, do you ever get that feeling of a knot at the top of your neck there and the spine bottom of the neck? Oh, it's uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable. And we need to open that out. You see, your spine is connected to your voice box. So if we're going to find the best vocal quality, we need to open ourselves up physically first. Here we go. I'm going to take our shoulders back. And there you are, bring it forward. Back and forwards. Oh, lovely, that's great. See, it's just, you may even feel a bit of a scrunch going on behind your shoulders, okay? But it's just lovely to be able to relax out like that. I want to talk to you about your feet. Now, this is whether you are standing or sitting. It's the same principle. Your feet should be no more than shoulder width apart, no more than shoulder width apart for your feet. If you like, you can do what I'm doing now. You're in the comfort of your own home. Kick your shoes off, feel the floor nicely between and underneath your feet. There you go. Make yourselves really comfortable. Okay, we're starting to get a nice posture. Feet nicely planted on the ground, no more than shoulder width apart. That's a good measure for posture. And you can think, if you like, of a line that goes up through from your feet, up through your legs, up through your spine, to your nice relaxed shoulders, which are back, and your head, which crowns your body. Your head is crowning your body. There's nothing stiff or military about this position. Some people, when we encourage them to get into a good stance, become very stiff, and that works against our best speaking. But this is poised, it's nice, it's good to look at on camera, and it's ready to go. Okay, ready for your speaking moments, be they presentations in a Toastmasters club or elsewhere, professionally maybe. Great, well done. We're going to warm up our face muscles a little bit now, because very important. Let me tell you, you will never find a really warm, engaging voice coming from a flat, dull face. So that our articulators work, we need to do some work on our face muscles. So I want you to screw your face up into a ball. Really go for it. Let me see, I'm just looking on my gallery view. I'm watching you. Oh, you're wonderful at this. Great. Get right up into a ball, and then slowly, slowly release every muscle. Slow, 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 till we come back to normal. That's quite a nice relaxing one as well. Do you want to do that one again? Here we go. Screw your face up into a ball. And then loosen. Yes, I like that. That's good. That's going well. Splendid. We're going to have a little think about our breath. A lot of things are said about breathing for speakers, breathing for singers, and they're very complicated. In this workshop, we go for the basic recipe, and we're going to get things sorted straight away. So what I want you to do is, there is your thumb. Find your thumb for me, please. Here we go. And I want you to place that thumb under your lowest rib at the side, so the bottom of your rib cage. Shoulders nice and back and relaxed, just as we had before. No need to have tense shoulders. Good. And I'm going to show you, that is the next finger along. That finger is going to go into your hip socket. So maybe where you place your jeans, if you're wearing jeans, there you are. So one under the lowest rib and one in the hip socket. Right, first of all, I want you to breathe out, because we all have residual air. So we breathe out first, and then we're going to breathe in after 3, nice and relaxed and slowly. I want you to feel there's a sense of expansion and uplift. It's not huge, but you can feel the expansion and uplift when you take a breath. You can breathe through your mouth and nose as you like. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And you can feel that expansion at your lower rib. Great. Breathe out again. And do it again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Lovely. Good. Relax and breathe out. And relax your hand as well now. Great. The reason I'm doing this with you is because in daily life, a lot of people breathe very shallow and high in the chest. And you can't get a nice resonant vocal quality if you're breathing very high intensely. It tenses your shoulders, tenses your neck area. When we speak, we need to go for this nice low breath. For the moment when you're practicing it, it's useful to use the thumb and finger method that I've just shown you. But eventually it becomes like a reflex, just like when you're training your sports. And so you'll be able to do it without using the thumb and finger. But that's a good guideline for you to start getting that breath nice and low for when we're speaking. Excellent. Next aspect, and you are progressing really well and very fast, by the way, is that we are going to find some resonant sounds to add to our breath. We're going to do some humming. Now, I had to find something that we all might know. Do you know Happy Birthday to You? It's fairly international, isn't it? Happy birthday to you. We're going to hum it together. I'm going to lead it off for you, okay? You're going to take that nice low breath. Don't forget the breath's nice and low down there on the lower rib. We breathe. Okay, you're going to have a go now. So here we go. Breathe out first. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. Here we go. Do you know, humming is one of the best ways of warming up your voice before you give a speech, because there's no pressure in this and it's just warming your voice through nicely. I want to get a bit more of a resonant hum though than you're doing maybe. You're in the space of your own home. and no one's listening in to you, so you can, it doesn't matter what the quality of your singing voice is like, really. We're just practicing and getting some resonant sounds going. Here we go. What I want you to do, therefore, to get a better M sound, we're going to do what you do on a chilly day when you go out and can you blow your lips out like on a chilly day? Have a go. Yes, that's great. Well, some of you are really doing well there. Sometimes it takes a moment for your thought to match up with what should go on here, doesn't it? I can see that. Yeah, that's fun. Great. Let's have another go. Breathe nice and low. Good. We're loosening those lips, which are important when we articulate our words. We're going to do happy birthday, and we're going to go all the way through this time. We're going to have a nice resonant hum to warm up our voices. Well done, everybody. Hey, I don't happen to have any birthdays in the room today, do I? Because quite often when I give this workshop, I find there are people who are celebrating their birthdays and we sing happy birthday. So if it is your birthday, happy birthday to you, okay? Great stuff. So we've done some little work for resonating with the voice. We're going to do some work now with voiced consonants and vowels. Now, what on earth are voiced consonants, Andrew? Here we go. Voiced consonants are the ones like M, N, and L that you can make a sound on, as opposed to the unvoiced consonants, which are things like K, T, D, which cut the sound and cut the word. So we're using, as we're building up our resonant, the sounds that are resonant. So here we go. I'm going to line out a row of consonants and vowel, and you're going to repeat it after me. We'll start with the M because we've just done the M. So how about me, may, mo, moo? One more time, listen to it. Me, may, mo, moo. Your go. Me, may, mo, moo. Good, nice resonant M sound. How about the N sound now? I'll do it. Ni, nay, no, nu. Ni, nay, no, nu. Your go. Ni, nay, no, nu. Good work. And before we do the L sound, we're just going to do what your mother told you never, ever, ever to do. But you can do it in this workshop because we're working on our voices. What I want you to do is actually stick your tongue out and take it to the right and the center and the left and the center. There you are. And then swallow, because you'll need to. Do it again. We're loosening our tongue for the L sound. Okay, that's good work. Well done, everybody. Have to be brave in this workshop, don't you? Here we go. Well done. So we are now going to do li, lay, lo, lu. Once again, li, lay, lo, lu. Your go. Li, lay, lo, lu. Great work. All the while we're doing this, we're warming up our voices, we're freeing, we're finding our best vocal qualities. The more warmed up we are, the better the voice will sound and resonate when we're giving our speeches, which is the aim of these exercises. Good. And the last little bit of this warm-up is a consonant patter. So I'm going to line out some consonants and words for you. You're going to repeat them back to me. Okay? Pitter, patter, potter. Pitter, patter, potter. Clipper, clapper, clopper. Clipper, clapper, clopper. Good. Excellent work. I can see you doing it. That's great. And pitter, patter, potter. Good. One more time, the last one. Pitter, patter, potter. Great work. One of the things about the consonants is that some people, when they're trying to get really nice, clear diction and good words, they tend to spit out the consonants. Have you heard that popping sound you get in the microphone when people are speaking into a microphone and they really spit the consonants out? And it's not very nice to listen to. Whether we're speaking in a room first person to person, face to face, which we are doing more and more now, or whether we're on Zoom, the most important thing is the consonants are light and precise. If we tend to push them out and spit them out, then they become less good and they travel less well. So pitter, patter, potter, your go, has bounce. Pitter, patter, potter, your go. Good. I've got something special for you in a moment, but first of all, did you remember to bring some water? Bottle of water or a glass of water? You see, you need to take the occasional sip during the voice workshop. Your vocal folds, some people used to call them vocal cords, only work well if there's humidity. So it's important that you remember, and speakers should have a little bit of water with them in a bottle wherever they go to do their presentations. It's really important. So good to have a sip of water and do so during this workshop. We're going to do a little rhyme now. It's a word game. It's quite fun. And this rhyme is really about helping people who have monotonous voices, those folks who really struggle to get any vocal range at all, and who tend to sit on one note an awful lot of their speeches. That's why I include this particular rhyme. I'm going to line it out to you bit by bit. You're going to be repeating it back to me. That's why I'm keeping you on mute for the moment, because I want you to really be able to hear clearly. One of the ways that I work with you on vocal variety, the term that we hear a lot in Toastmasters, don't we? Comes up in practically every evaluation, vocal variety. One of the ways that I work with you on vocal variety is through your ear. You see, in daily life, when we listen to people, we don't need to listen that closely sometimes. A lot of daily conversation is very basic and mundane. You know, what time are you leaving? When are you getting back? Type conversations. And we don't necessarily develop the faculty of listening carefully. But part of the vocal variety is achieved by waking up our ear. So that's what this exercise does as well. Here we go. So first line, are you all ready? All comfortable? Here we go. Does the man in the moon like music? You repeat. Does the man in the moon like music? You do it. Does the man in the moon like music? Good. Does he tootle on his flute? Does he tootle on his flute? Your go. Does he tootle on his flute? Or does he croon? Or does he croon? Your go. Or does he croon? Excellent. Let's do that again. There's two lines. I'll line them out individually. Does the man in the moon like music? Does he tootle on his flute, or does he croon? Great work. And don't forget to connect to that nice low breath. The exercises work best when we breathe properly and let our voices flow and resonate. Good work. A bit more to this rhyme. Does he slip in something lunar? Does he slip in something lunar? You'll go. Does he slip in something lunar? In the way he plays his tune. In the way he plays his tune. You'll go. In the way he plays his tune. Or does he simply sit and doodle? Or does he simply sit and doodle? Or does he simply sit and doodle on the moon? On the moon. So that last line is, or does he simply sit and doodle on the moon? Or does he simply sit and doodle on the moon? We're going to take the rhyme now. I'm going to line it out line by line. We're going to go up and down and round about. We're going to work our voices. We're going to get some range going now with this exercise. By the way, after this workshop, you'll be receiving 2 articles from me as a special present. And one of those articles is my Chasing Vocal Monotony article. It's the one that has a summary of this warm-up plus some extra exercises that you can do to grow further. So we're going to go and do the rhyme, but you'll be receiving those at the end of the workshop. Here we go. Does the man in the moon like music? Good. Does he tootle on his flute or does he croon? Does he slip in something lunar in the way he plays his tune? Or does he simply sit and doodle on the moon? Good, you're starting to open up a bit of vocal range now. Very well done. Congratulations, everybody on the warm-up. That's our first part completed. I am going to be delighted to introduce to you our first prepared speaker of the evening, who is Toastmaster Kelly Doley. Is going to come onto screen. Can you please be spotlighted with me on screen? That would be really lovely. By the way, folks, remember your glasses of water. Here comes Kelly. Hi, unmute Kelly. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. Thank you so much.
Great. So what we're going to do is Kelly has a 2-minute speech extract. I'm going to let him run the whole speech extract, and then we're going to look at it a little bit from a vocal perspective. Okay, so the title of Kelly's speech today, and by the way, give him a big virtual wave for stepping up and volunteering. Great stuff. The title of the speech is Some Lessons from a Dad. So here is Kelly Doley with some lessons from a dad.
Sorry, just give me 30 seconds. There's some construction outside and I'm gonna shut the window. Sorry.
No worries, Kelly. You've got construction going on, and my internet disappeared about 5 minutes before I was due to come online with everybody tonight. So we've both had the gremlins. There we go. Okay, already? Some lessons from a dad. Great.
It's the hardest job you'll ever love. That's the way many people, including my wife and I, describe parenting. Parenting is one of the most joyful and meaningful, yet frustrating and the hardest jobs I've ever had. Today, I'm going to share 3 tips and lessons learned from 3.5 years on the job of being a dad. Number 1, connect. There's nothing more important than connecting with your child. So turn off your phone, roll up your sleeves, get on the ground, look him or her in the eye, and connect with them, and put away all distractions. Number 2, compartmentalize. Your strife and struggles at work are your strife and struggles, not your child's. Don't ever let your work interfere with your relationship with your child. Turn off the switch of work, turn on the switch of connection with your child. And number 3, create. Create new memories, new experiences, create fun, and most importantly, create the conditions for your child to succeed. Create a loving, nurturing environment, an environment where you're encouraging and coaching your child, not controlling them, as parental expert Dr. Laura Markham teaches. So these 3 tips, connect, compartmentalize, and create the conditions for your child to thrive. I hope they will help all of you parents out there and parents-to-be to become even better parents and to make parenting a little less hard and a lot more fun and joyful. Thank you, and back to you, Maestro Bennett.
Well done, Kelly. Great work. Great work. Now, it depends on the tone that you want to set for this particular speech. What I'm receiving at the moment is an informative speech on parenting, which I quite like. I love the wording of it as well. I love the way you've worded it. And these are your words, so you can be really close and inside them. What I would like is a bit more contrast, particularly at the beginning. For instance, you say, it's the hardest job you'll ever love. That's quite a contrast in one sentence. I like it very much. But so I need to hear a vocal difference. I need to hear the difference between the hardest job that you'll ever love. There's a different type of statement. Yeah. So maybe you could play around with the opening a little bit more. And that's how many parents describe parenting. And then you give us this list. My job as a dad has been challenging, frustrating, humbling, rewarding. Those all have different qualities, don't they, as words, when you think about it, Kelly? So we have the thought of the words, and the thought gives us the vocal intention. It helps our voices to follow when we're expressing. What I want is to get a bit more passion and engagement in the way you present the opening of the speech, because I think it's a great speech and it's a great topic. So I think you can dare to go a bit further. If you ever went too far, I would stop you and tone it down. But I want you to experiment now. I want you to go further with this. Okay? Can you give me the opening? It's the hardest job you'll ever love. And try and find more contrast with all those different things, those different qualities. Challenging. Oh, wow, it's frustrating. It's frustrating, isn't it? But it's humbling as well. Do you see what I mean? It's different. And those are different vocal qualities. See if you can find them. Let's set you off on the speech again. So, some lessons from a dad.
It's the hardest job you'll ever love. Those are words that many people, including my wife and I, use to describe parenting. Being a dad is one of the hardest, most frustrating, yet humbling and rewarding experiences of my life. Tonight, I'm going to share.
Kelly, that's coming. That's coming. That's coming. Can you try, for instance, when you do that first sentence, it's the hardest job you'll ever love. Love doesn't need to go down in pitch, does it? At the moment, when you do it, you start off where you do. It's the hardest job you'll ever love. And love you put down. You put the word down a little bit. It's the hardest job you'll ever love, because you're going to give me more sentences and you're going to tell me why. So we don't drop the pitch there. Yeah, we go through. Try it again. Try it again. Some lessons from a dad. It's coming.
It's the hardest job you'll ever love.
That's better. That, you see, and they're all waving their thumbs at you in the gallery view, because there is a connection that's made between you and us as your listeners. Because all of a sudden the words, which are good words, light up with meaning. And they light up with meaning because you found the vocal quality. And what I wanted to say to you was, with this idea that you've got quite a lot of listing. For instance, you list 1, 2, 3, connect, compartmentalize, and create. Each of those should be slightly different in the expression, shouldn't it? Connect. It's important to connect with your children. And I want to see you get excited on screen, and I want that reflected in your voice and face. Yeah? I want to see you a bit more excited, because it is important to connect with our children. You're expressing something you feel very deeply. I know you feel it. I want it to come out through that camera lens. Come on, let's have a go. Let's have a go at connect. It's so important to connect with your kids. You're doing well.
So start from the body, connect.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Number 1, connect. It's so important to connect with your kids. So turn the phone off and roll your sleeves up, get on the ground, look your kids in the eyes and connect with them.
That is a great sentence, because you could even demonstrate that to us. Turn your phone off. Yeah, that gives you one expression, doesn't it? You've got other things to follow. Turn your phone off and get down and look your kids in the eyes. It's a different vocal expression, and it's a different looking into the camera as well. Get down on the floor, look your kids in the eyes. Play, spend time. That's the idea. That's the level of engagement that I'm looking to draw out of you in this. So the speech becomes something that's really interactive between you and the audience through the vocal and through the intentions. Try it again. Go on, go a bit further. It's good.
Number 1, connect with your child. There's no more important thing in the world than to connect with your child. So turn off the phone, roll up your sleeves, get on the ground and look your kids in the eyes. Connect with your child. Number 2, compartmentalize. Sorry. Number 2, compartmentalize.
Honestly, that is great. That is great, Kelly. If we've achieved nothing more in this 6 minutes, we've achieved this, that you are starting to really animate and you're animating physically and vocally. And one thing that's true, I think, is that the intentions, your voice works off the gestures and your gestures works off the voice. So when you get more physically engaged in your speaking with the passion of your message, we get a greater range of vocal meaning and we connect better to you as a speaker. You know, you dared to go much further, probably much further than you usually happy to go. So well done. Look at the rest of the speech in that manner. Try and find places where you can use gesture, where you can animate vocally, and make sure that you're really connecting with that audience, with the meaning of what you have to say, because you've written it really well. But I'm impressed. Well done, Kelly.
Thank you very much.
There we are. I'm sorry it's such a short session, but we have to fit so much in. That's great work. Thank you. Right, we are going to move on now, and we are going to come to a game that we're going to do together, which is called the meal game. This is about attaching emotions to words. It's one of the moments in the workshop when I'm going to let you all come off of mute, because it doesn't matter if we all make a sound in this one. So by all means, unmute your microphones. There we are. We're going to get some camaraderie going in the room. That's splendid. And Zoom Master, you can take the spotlight off of Kelly as well. He's done really well. He's done his stuff now. Great. Thank you. So in the meal game, I am going to give you an element of the meal, and I'm going to give you a way, an emotion in which you have to say it. In the notes that we gave you before coming to workshop, which when you reserved on the Eventbrite you should have received, we sent out, it's got a little red band at the top, and it says Your Engaging Voice, an online workshop. And I suggested that you have alongside you either a picture of someone you like, or it could be a cuddly toy. I've actually got the Toastmasters bear for you here. Okay. Aww. So, great. I can see Kamal's got one there. Kamal's got an award next to him. Wow.
The World Cup.
Okay, that's great. So the idea is you put this alongside your laptop. This is your audience, because I don't want you all rooted onto the gallery views while you're doing this exercise. So I'm going to give you an element of the meal, and we are going to say it together with a particular emotion. So we're going to start the meal, and we are going to begin with a bowl of soup, But it's not just any bowl of soup. You see, it's the funniest bowl of soup you have found or seen or tasted in your life. It's a hilarious bowl of soup. And I want you to say that to your picture, your teddy or whatever. Okay, so let me hear you. A bowl of soup. Unmute, please, because we need you. Here we come. A bowl of soup with laughter and joy.
A bowl of soup.
A bowl of soup. Go for it. It's a bowl of soup. How ridiculous. A bowl of soup. Yes, good. So we've got the laughter quality going on. Laughter quality is quite important. It brightens up our voices and our vocal tone. Great. We're now going to have the main course, and we're going to have some roast lamb. Do you like roast lamb? Roast lamb's quite nice. But the thing about this roast lamb actually is it's been left in the freezer. And it's freezing roast lamb. It's cold roast lamb. So I want your frozen qualities in your voice. Freezing, cold roast lamb. How about that? Have a go at that one. Cold roast lamb. Freezing.
Cold roast lamb.
Cold roast lamb.
So cold. Cold roast lamb.
Feel the cold. Give me the cold in your voice.
Roast lamb.
Oh yes, that's excellent. Well done. Excellent. Deanna is there. Hi, Deanna. Good to hear you. Wonderful. And also, we're now going to have the warm up, which is going to be apple crumble. I don't know if you like apple crumble. Do you know apple crumble? Apple crumble and apple pie and things warm us up nicely. So it's going to be warmest apple crumble. And I want your warmest vocal quality. Remember all those M's we practiced at the beginning? Warmest apple crumble. Come on, give me some warm apple crumble. Come on, everybody. Apple crumble.
Warm apple crumble.
Hearing you. I'm hearing
Warm
apple
crumble.
Warm apple crumble. Listen, it's great. Warm apple crumble. I love that. I don't know, but recently, maybe it's down to the pandemic, the prices in the shops have gone through the roof. It's very, very expensive. And you would know about some of this in the Lebanon, I'm afraid. So what I've got now is cheese and biscuits, but with absolute outrage. Can you imagine cheese and biscuits? It's really outrageous. Give me your most outrageous cheese and biscuits, please. Come on.
Cheese and biscuits.
Outrageous. Oh, wow. And after that, you need a nice, sleepy, sort of winding down sort of drink. So we will have a glass of hot milk. We'll have hot milk, okay? And it'll be a winding down hot milk. It's kind of yawning, winding down. We get sleepy after a big meal, don't we? So how about a glass of hot milk? Hot milk, yawning, sleepy, hot milk, your go.
Hot milk.
Hot milk. Have a good yawn right the way down to the nose. A yawn goes right the way down to your nose. Breathing. Yeah. Hey, that's great. Well done. Sip of water time. Don't forget it. You'll hear a lot of that from me. Good. We're playing around with our vocal qualities. We're playing around with vocal intention. Good work, everybody. I want to introduce to the stage now our second prepared speaker for the evening, who is Toastmaster Gia Haddad. Gia, come and join me in the on the virtual stage, please. That would be great.
Hello.
Hi, Gia. It's nice to see you.
Thank you, thank you.
Wonderful. So it's the same routine we had with Kelly. You've got a 2-minute little speech extract you're going to deliver for us. Then we're going to work on it vocally. Okay. And you gave me a 2-minute speech extract. You didn't tell me a title. Have you got a title? You can announce the title if you like.
Yes, the title is Make Your Dream Come True.
Make Your Dream Come True. Sounds like a great title to me. Okay, Gia, it's over to you.
Okay. When I grow up, I'm going to be a firefighter. One day, I'm going to change the world. One day, I will become successful. One day. What day? Am I? Really? We all have dreams that take us away from reality. We all have our own escape time during which we allow ourselves to visualize the best version of who we want to become. We all have our secret destiny we want to reach one day. Dreaming is a part of our lives. It's a part of who we are, of who we want to become. It's part of our identity. And in life, we need to dream as much as we need to work on actions to reach our dreams. We need to fight, to fall, to learn, to get up again, to take breaks in order to make one step closer to the final destiny. We need to value ourselves and believe that our dreams are more than just ideas. We need to believe that our dream is a slow process, and each and every day, we are getting one step closer if we are working on it correctly. Martin Luther King had a dream. He wanted equality between Black and between white. He wanted equal rights, equal jobs, equal opportunities, equal living conditions, equal education, everything. He had a dream that turned him into a fighter, a leader, and an action taker. And up till today, his dream is still a work in process, being shared between many communities that are making small steps and small actions to reach it. So my friend, your dream may seem far away from now, but it will only stay as far away as you will allow it to be. So take that risk, grab that chance, fight that fight, make that step, fall along the way, make mistakes, feel the hurt, but rest assured that by the end of the day, you will feel one step closer to your dream and you will eventually reach it. Thank you.
Well done, Gia. Round of applause. Excellent work. I love the engagement you bring to the beginning. I love the passion you bring to the beginning of your speech. Already, we can feel that you and your words are one, which is great. So there's a lovely energy to what you're doing. I want to do something vocally with you, but first I want to put you on your guard a little bit. Now, I am all for using the space of the virtual window or the space of the stage if we're in person. You have a little tendency to rock backwards and forwards an awful lot. When you do that, Gia, it destabilizes your breath support for your voice. Okay, so it's quite important that we want to have the freedom for gesture, but we have the freedom for gesture within that nice posture we learned at the beginning. Yeah, so we're not doing this all the time, because every time we do this, we take a little bit of the breath away. Yeah, and we need the breath to spin through our sentences. So that's just a little thought for you to work on. And one of the best ways to do that, actually, Gia, is to go online and record your speeches on Zoom and just watch yourself a little bit, and you'll modulate that, you'll adjust it. Okay. What I would like to do with you is find just a little bit of more of the depth of your tone of your voice. Now, this is something that I'm quite often asked for, but it's the lady speakers who tend to ask me for this the most. But I would like to just explore the lower part of your voice. You see, a healthy voice has the nice middle tones, the lower tones, and the upper tones, and we access them according to our meaning. I'd like to find a bit more of the depth to your tone. So I'm going to give you a little exercise. It's called a siren. Okay, it's called a siren. I'm going to show you. I take a note in the sort of in comfy place, middle of the voice. And I bring it in. It's a bit like a plane coming into land, if you like. Yeah, you can imagine it as a plane coming to land. I do it with a gesture as well. That helps you to get it really flowing. But you take a nice low breath. That's right, and it goes like as far as you want it to. It goes, sometimes you're descending the scale and it kind of breaks up a little bit. Don't worry, it's just a coordination thing. Have another go at it. Take a note. I just want you to get the feel of those lower sounds. Here you have a go. That's nice. Can you loosen your shoulders for me a little bit? Just remember we did backwards and forwards with the shoulders, because I like your shoulders to be nice and relaxed when you do it. Yeah, it's all relaxed so that here's relaxed, you see. Good. One more time. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, that's going beautifully. Now, do that and then say your first line. When I grow up, I'm going to be a firefighter. So do the exercise and then straight in, okay? Off you go.
When I grow up, I'm going to become a firefighter.
Already, we've got more. The voice is well seated, I would say. You've got the intention, you've got the energy, but you've also got that bit more depth. And so we listen more carefully. One of the things I find when people start a speech high up in the voice is that the audience finds it harder to take and listen. We all need to settle down with the speaker first. We can have an engaged speaker giving us passion, but in terms of pitch, if we're very high to start off with, then we don't listen as well. So you did that really well. Can you do that once more for me?
Yes, do I do the breathing exercise?
Yes, you
then
do.
I restart? Okay.
Yeah, because I want you to make the connection between the exercise and the sentence.
Okay. When I grow up, I'm going to be a firefighter.
There you are.
One day.
That's good. You're going to have access to the whole of your voice through doing that. Because I know you have the highest sounds. I've heard them and I've heard the middle ones. I just wanted a bit more of the lower sounds in your voice. What I would like to encourage you to do, and this is a lovely little speech extract, is to play, for instance, dreaming. I think you could find a more dreamy vocal quality for dreaming, couldn't you? Your dreaming is part of our lives. So dream with us, dream with your audience. And it affects the way you say the word dreaming, yeah? It becomes our identity, you say at one point. So play with those things. And the idea of a dream, the dream is really important to this speech. So set it up with a vocal intention, yeah? Okay. Dreaming is part of our lives. Play around with that little exercise. We're going to have to move on now because I have to keep the timing of the session. But you've done really, really well. Play around with that little exercise, finding the lower part of your voice. And we use the pitches of our voice with intention, with the meaning of what we want to say. Well done, Gia. You did really well there. I'm loving it. Well done. I'm loving what you're doing this evening in this workshop. All of you, you're doing very well. Okay, it is time now for us to move towards a breakout moment, which is going to be great fun. I have got some exercises for you, which I call the modulation exercises. On the second page of the online workshop script or online workshop tips and exercise sheet, on the second page, there are 3 exercises. Does everyone have this sheet? And if not, could maybe Zoom Master pop the file into the chat for us as well, just to make sure it's available to everybody, if you have it, or maybe Mary Jo can. Yeah, because there it comes. Yes, it's on the preparation. So it's on the second sheet. There are 3 exercises. I'm going to demonstrate them to you now. And these are the exercises where we work on the pacing of your speech. How you pace your speech is really key to the impact that you're going to make. The first exercise I'm going to model for you is about rapid changes of thought. And we have that sometimes. We're telling a story, an anecdote, and the thoughts come one after another rapidly. This is an exercise to get us doing that. Exercise number 1. No, I think I left it on the bus. Well, let's see. I had it at lunch because I remember leaving it under my chair. Yes, and the waitress picked it up and she gave it to me. And then we went to Debenhams. So that's all about rapid changes of thought. Exercise number 1. Exercise number 2. Did you know that you can see with your voice? And that's what this exercise is about. I'll show it to you. I can't quite reach. It's just, well, it's too far. Wait, hold on a moment. If I stretch a little, hold my foot, will you? That's right. Look out. Ooh, I'm slipping. Help, hang on. That was a near thing. So you're seeing the action with your voice. And the last one, the very last one, is a dialogue. I like to think of it as 2 burglars. Are you there? Yes. It's all right, they're asleep. The stairs. Talk softly. I was only going to say the stairs squeak horribly. Have you got everything? I think so. I was terrified of making a noise. Look out, you're going to drop. Oh, so you've got 2 characters there. We are going to send you into breakout rooms for 6 minutes. You will be 4 people per breakout room, 1 to do exercise 1, 1 to do exercise 2, and 2 people to do the dialogue exercise 3. After you've done your exercises, you will be able to give each other some feedback. We're at Toastmasters. Give each other commendations and recommendations. You're going to go for your breakout moment now. You have the exercises. Go and try them out. You're going to have 6 minutes. Go and have some fun trying out the vocal exercises together. Off you go. I'll see you afterwards.
So I opened all the breakout rooms. You should be seeing a message to go to your breakout room. So please click on it and you will be redirected here in 6 minutes. If anyone has any trouble, you can send a message. I still have here Maria, Sonal, Jean, and GE. Feel free to proceed to your breakout rooms if you want to practice some exercises.
Hi, Mary Jo. I'm just protecting my bandwidth a bit because for some reason the internet is really funny tonight, and I keep getting bandwidth messages across my Zoom when I'm speaking.
You're being heard well. I hear you.
Near. You know, I mean, I think I'm clear on the screen for you probably.
Yeah, you're very clear.
That's good, as long as it's not affecting anything. But I thought I'd turn it off for a minute or two anyway, because that allows me to save a little bit. I mean, I'm not far from my, from my connection, but it's just been funny today. I think it might be EE. You know, it might be something to do with EE. They're all doing very well. They did really well, the two prepared ones, didn't they?
Yeah, they were really
Killian
good.
Gear, they did really well because it's not easy to do something like that in front of everybody. So I thought they were great.
Hope they benefited. I'm sure they did.
So I was really pleased for them. Right, what we got coming up next? We do the breakout room. Yeah, we got the Q&A coming up. I don't want to get too far behind time for you.
Yeah, we're a bit behind, but it's fine if we finish a few minutes late.
Well, otherwise, what we could do is we could do the Q&A at the end, because I'd rather give them a really good break after all the exercises of the first half, so that they have their 5 minutes, they can go comfort break, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that they stretch, and then they'll come back into the second half with the focus. It's just how much people can listen to and take in one go. That's what I'm thinking. Are you happy to do the Q&A towards the end? Do it at the end.
I don't mind. I prefer so as well. This way we
I
can
think it's
also
better.
have table topics before.
We can do that. We can arrange that between us. Okay.
Amazing.
Lovely. Well, that's good. Good to me. That sounds really good. How are you anyway? How's things in Lebanon tonight?
It's always challenging. It's challenging. We're living, we're surviving, some better than others. Everything is very expensive, and yeah.
Paul Omani spoke to me about it. Okay.
Yeah, I did an interview with him about it on his.
You did an interview with him.
Yeah.
So he is interested in, he's got some suggestions that might help. Okay. So I'm going to put him in contact with you again so that you can discuss. Because
sure.
there might be some way of assisting your club.
I hope so.
In the current climate. Okay. So I'll leave him to lead on that.
Thank you so much for thinking about us. Yeah, it's been a challenge, but we have some backup plans to survive as an area.
Yeah, well, that's good. Hi, Maria.
Hello, Maria. I think you have internet.
She just joined us, maybe.
She was here before, but she disconnected, I think, while during the breakout sessions.
Well, considering the distances and everything, we're doing very well.
Yeah.
Because I really thought, I mean, I had to do a talk with someone else about something that's going on in TMs. And I finished that, and then everything just went, and I couldn't get back in, and I knew I'd registered. And I couldn't come, I was trying, and I was pressing all buttons, I rebooted. I totally rebooted, but it just wouldn't do anything.
Yeah. The registration and the link usually is sent to by email after registration.
Well, I've got it, actually, I've got it. But I couldn't access because of the internet. There was an internet problem.
Yeah.
It just wasn't letting me do anything for a minute or two. But it could be that they're doing something with the transmitter near to me. You know?
I'm not sure.
Sometimes.
I hope it gets better.
But there we are. That's good.
Okay.
Okay, we bring them back, are we?
Yeah.
Let's bring them back. I'll do the summary for the end of the first half, and then we'll send them on their proper break. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, it's closing in 54 seconds.
And you let me know. It's okay. You let me know when they're all back.
Hello, everyone. I hope you were able to do the exercises. We still have some still in the rooms. I hope it wasn't too short of a time for you.
The exercises actually were great, and we like help each other. So it was a good experience. I loved it. Thank you.
I'm pleased about
Mary
that,
Jo.
Mohammed. I'm really pleased.
10 seconds, everyone should be back.
Okay, that's lovely.
Okay, Andrew, feel free to proceed.
Thank you. Well, I hope you all really enjoyed your little breakout moment with your exercises, and you had a good time practicing your vocal qualities and practicing modulation in your speeches. You will also receive from me an article which is about this: types and uses of pauses in your speech. Now, you may think I'm a bit crazy in a voice workshop to include something about pauses, no sound, but pauses are the music of your speech, really. And so they have their place in our vocal expression. There are lots of different types of pauses. In Toastmasters, when people join, we tend to say use a pause instead of a filler word. But as we become more advanced speakers, we need to explore further. And so it's important that we look at different types of speeches: dramatic pauses in speeches, suspended pauses in speeches, all sorts of different pauses that we can use to make our speaking more animated and interesting. So you will have that in that article alongside the one on chasing vocal monotony. They'll be your present at the end of the workshop. We've done a really good first half together. We are going to have a question and answer session, but we're moving that into the second half because of our timing considerations. There will be a question and answer session, and we're coming to the end of the first half now. I want to send you on your way for a 5-minute break. We've all done very well. We've done a lot of exercises and a lot of listening. Take those 5 minutes, go and have a good stretch, come back to us. We're going to practice even further our vocal variety. We're going to practice in some table topics with some vocal evaluation after this. So go and have your 5 minutes break, and then you'll be called back when it's time for the next part of the workshop. Well done, everybody.
Thank you, Andrew. So we will be back at 8:40 Lebanon time. If any of you want to stick around, maybe you don't need to get up and stretch and you want to stick and socialize, feel free to keep your cameras open so that we can know that you are available for speaking. And at 8:40 sharp, we will be continuing. So I see some faces. Ria, great speech. Kelly, great speech.
Thank you, thank you.
Sorry, you're leaving, Kelly. I was like just interrupting you.
This is the first time I see Kelly really changing his tone while speaking. Kelly, you did great. That was great. And
beyond your comfort zone.
Yes, that was beyond his comfort zone, and you should implement it in your upcoming speeches.
Thank you. You're very kind.
It's true. I loved the variety, the before and the after. It was so surprising. Kudos.
Does anyone from the guests have any question or any query you can answer him those 5 minutes?
Anything about Toastmasters, about Mercury?
Even about this session, we're willing to help.
I just want Jana to join us.
I'm here.
Jana, I'm excited to see you online. I'm used to see you live, like it's only twice, but still.
I really like the exercises, and Ria's comments were, as well as the others, Brahim and Payal, they were extremely beneficial. So I'd like to thank them, but we didn't get the chance to actually comment on the rest. But so far it was so good. I like it.
Give me your feedback. Do you have any remark that I need to write down? Because we were in the same breakout room, so let's do it.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. Enjoyed your exercise 1. I felt like you voiced out the you basically, how can I say it, Tiki, in a way?
If you want,
Yeah.
I will put you in touch and you can continue. Since all of us.
We have 3 more minutes.
I don't
I
need
have 3
also
more
need
minutes.
Fayez and Ibrahim.
I feel rude, but yeah, I want to chat with the rest as well, since we can't relate to what Ria said. Unless Ria, you want to repeat the exercise so all of us can.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
But I will put you in contact. This way, you also make more friends, and Jana can connect more with our community.
Yes, and she's gonna
I'd
be
love
part
that.
of Mercury. خلاص.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Salma, I'm happy to see you.
Thank you, Mary Jo. I'm happy I'm here, يعني.
Fellow
I will-
CME colleagues.
Yeah.
Guys, to all
Um,
guests, you can, excuse me if I'm interrupting. You can still attend Mercury while being a guest. Like, you don't have to become a member.
What?
Yeah.
Richard?
Nice.
This is the eternal guest speaking right now.
Yeah, this is the EG. You can
I'll be
attend as many
interested
times. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be interested in further events.
Amazing, Salma.
Yeah.
I've told Salma about Toastmasters so many times, and I'm glad you're joining us.
Salma,
Yeah,
while she
thank
was
you.
speaking, I was with her in the room. She has a very smiley face. So
Yeah.
she was that's nice. That's nice. But like
Yeah.
she was trying to do it like it was good. So with practice, I guess you do great.
Yeah, I should make the whole topic into my face. Usually I'm smiling. Okay.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah.
Fadi as well, I didn't know that you were in the US. You're working with us with CME, but from the US, or I'm mistaking you with someone else?
No, I'm working in Lebanon بس جيت على Miami temporarily.
Ah,
مش قديش عندكم I came to the office. I sit with you and George.
yes, you're that Fadi. Because it's dark.
You forgot me in an instant.
No, I remember your name, but I didn't connect the dots because you're dark. Your image is dark.
Yes,
So
from this side.
yeah, it's great to see you here. Maybe
How
we
is
see
your-
you soon in BDD.
Soon.
Amazing. We still have 1 minute. I hope that everyone starts coming back. I hope you're all enjoying the workshop, guys. And in the end, stick around. In the end, we will keep the meeting going for an after party as we usually do. So feel free to stay. And it's 8:40. Andrew, feel free to continue.
Thank you, Mary Jo. So as promised, we're now going to put into operation some of the skills that we've been working on this evening with our voices. And we're going to do that through table topics. Our table topics master this evening is going to be Mary Jo Shaheen, I'm delighted to say. And she's going to present some impromptu speaking topics, and some of you from the audience will be able to join in and deliver a speech. Mary Jo, I'm handing over to you.
Amazing, Andrew. Hope everyone is excited for table topics. Woo-hoo, show some excitement. Okay, for those who are not familiar with table topics, let me just give you a brief overview. So you know in life how you don't always prepare what you have to say. You might run into someone in the street and they might ask you a random question and you have to answer it on the spot. This might happen also with your boss at work or with potential clients later on. You are never really prepared for what you need to say. So this is what table topics exactly prepares you for. You get a question and you need to answer on the spot between 1 minute and 2 minutes. But I will let our timer explain more about our timing rules. Kamal, the stage is yours to give us a brief overview of the timing.
Thank you, Mary Jo. So for our guests, you will have 1 minute, 30 seconds before I raise the green flag, 1 minute and 30 seconds for the yellow flag, and then 2 minutes before we raise the red background. My background will turn different colors as you go along. For the Toastmasters members, 1 minute for the green flag. You know the drill. 1 minute and a half for the yellow, and 2 minutes for the red. You have 30 seconds grace period.
Yeah, not 30 minutes. Thank you, Kamal. And feel free to pin Kamal's screen on your screen so that you can see the changing colors. So he will be changing the background of his camera to fit the timing. Okay, I will start. Yeah, exactly. You can see Kamal's screen. I will start with a member in the beginning. Roland, are you ready? Amazing.
Yes, I am.
First question. If you could choose any two famous people to have dinner with, which would you choose? If you could choose any two famous people to have dinner with, who would you choose?
As someone inspired by these high performance people, I would pick the first one would be the $1 trillion man, or as he's known, Dan Pena. This man who starts from scratch, and now he has a multi-million-dollar company. I advise you to check his YouTube channel. He has some motivational videos that will just make you work, go to study, go just do something in your life. Don't waste that time. The second person I would pick is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. This man is my ideal person of the really productive and someone who's really strong and powerful in the society. He was in what do we call it? SmackDown, the wrestling. He's an actor. He had a song, and I heard that he was going to. He's running for the elections, for the next elections. I don't know if that's true, but that person is completing each side of the life. I don't know what's left. I believe these two persons are really some motivational people and people that have goals to achieve in their lives and not limited by any of these struggles that we face each day. I personally try as much as I can to be, let's say, someone or to just be similar to them. Again, these are my two ideal people, and I wish to have a dinner or to have an outing with them. Back to you, Madam Marie-José.
Thank you, Roland. I knew you would choose motivational people, as you are one of the most motivational members in Mercury. Okay, next I will have a guest. We will have our eternal guest, Richard Elmour. Richard, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, if you had to eat one meal every day for the rest of your life, what would it be? If you had to eat one meal every day for the rest of your life, what will it be, Richard?
When we think of a meal, we think of something that's nutritious, that has everything that we want. We want something that is sweet at the end. We want something that's a little bitter, that has some oomph in the middle. And we want something that's appetizing sometimes. So just trying to take everything and condensing them in one meal seems like an impossible task. But I have thought about this, drunk one night, and I came up with a solution. If I could have one meal for the rest of my life, it would be a salad. Now, when people think of salad, they think of greens, tomatoes, cucumbers, and sauce. But what is really a salad? It's chopped up ingredients. So if I just say I'm gonna eat a salad for the rest of my life, I could cook some meat, chop it up, throw it with some lettuce, ketchup, cocktail sauce, and then I would have my burger salad. If I want to eat something sweet, I would take fruits, chop them up, fruit salad. You see, a salad can be as versatile. We think of water to be versatile, like Bruce Lee always says, be like water, my friends. But I'm more like, be like salad, because salad can do anything and it can answer any question. So I would eat salad every day of my life because I can make any salad that I want. Imagination is my limit. Thank you.
Wow, like I knew that Richard was creative, but he's taken it to a next level. Thank you, Richard. Next, another member, Nicolas, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Nicolas, your question. If you could rename yourself, what name would you pick? If you could rename yourself, what name would you pick?
Well, in this case, I'm not ready to answer, but it's quite an interesting question. Thank you, Marie-Jo. Well, first of all, I'm very happy with my name because it's the same name of my grandfather, and I think it's interesting to have something that relates you to your family in addition to your family name. In this case, I have both my name and my family name. But after the actual the latest trends, I guess Elon is quite an interesting name too, right? Because now Elon Musk is quite present in all the fields, from space to cars to cryptocurrencies. So yeah, it's 4 letters, Elon. I think it would be interesting. But at the end of the day, I think every name has a certain story behind it. And the most beautiful part of it is that we're not free to choose our name. It's our parents that give it to us. So it's interesting to come to this life and having a story that is waiting for us, right? In addition to all the mysteries that life will be preparing for us throughout our journey, I guess having this name that is given to us by our parents is quite a blessing, and I would definitely not change it. Thank you for your question. Back to you, Marie-Jo.
Amazing, Nicola. It's really inspiring. Me too. I think I wouldn't change my name since we can't imagine ourselves as something else, do we? Thank you, Nicola. Next, a guest, Maria. Maria Ashwati, are you ready?
Yes. Hello, guys.
Hello. Okay, an interesting question for you. If aliens came down to Earth and asked you to live with them, would you go? If aliens came down to Earth and asked you to live with them, would you go?
Yeah, so if aliens were to visit, I would actually go with them. I loved an adventure and I'm willing to participate always. So yeah, and so maybe they would teach me also their language since I like languages. Yeah, I would go for the trip and maybe also let them come down and visit touristic sites in Lebanon or on Earth in general. Yeah.
Amazing. Why not take a nice trip, get some rest from this world?
Yes.
Okay. Amazing. Next, a member. Then we will go to Andrew to evaluate our 5 first participants. Okay, Muhammad, do you want to participate?
Hello, Marie-Jo, yes.
Amazing. Your question. If you could hang out with any cartoon character, who would you choose and why? If you could hang out with any cartoon character, who would you choose and why?
I've been waiting for this question, just like Richard was waiting for his. I would actually want to choose I forgot his name. Rabbit.
Did he just freeze or he's still thinking? I think he froze. So as to not waste any more time, Andrew, if you want, you can proceed in evaluating our 4 first participants. We're not in the contest season yet.
Thank you, Marie-Jo. Good first set of table topics with some interesting vocal effects and feelings going on. Roland came to us first of all with his 2 famous people. What I like about Roland's speech was that he had a lovely sense of flow going on. I would encourage him that it's not a good idea to regularly put your hand in front of your mouth. He was doing this quite a lot, and that kind of obscures obscures the face and it obscures the voice too. So just try when we're doing our gestures not to go with the hand in front of the mouth. That happened about 3 or 4 times I noticed during the topic. However, I did think that he was well connected with his meaning and his thoughts. He was connected up to what he was saying to us. So that was very, very good. Also, there was a listing moment. Now, I talked about listing moments in one of the prepared speeches earlier on, didn't I? That there are times when we list things numerically or we simply list them as a string of words. Make sure that everything in the list is always slightly different in terms of expression. But it was a great, well-connected topic. Richard came to us and he's got one meal for life and he chose a salad. How wonderful. So there was already quite a lot of vocal variety once Richard got into the middle of his topic, but I really wanted him to play with this idea of being drunk. He even put it in the chat for us to say that he had found the answer when he was drunk. So I would like some sort of drunken vocal effect just to give us a bit more vocal animation during the topic. I would have loved to have heard something like that. Also, I thought we could use the sound of words sometimes. When he's chopping the salad, chop has a very distinctive sound, doesn't it? Chop, chop, chop. I thought we could use the sound of the word to create some more vocal variety and intention in the topic too. Great choice of salads though, because they can all be mixed up. So very well done. Nicholas came to us and he's got to rename himself and he thought about being called Elon. That was quite an interesting choice. I didn't see that coming. But he did it extremely well with the topic. Now, what I want to really focus on with Nicholas is that whereas I was saying earlier, and I think to Gia, about rocking forwards and back a lot, and it just disturbing the stability of our body and our breath, with Nicholas, it tends to be from side to side in the topic. We all have little habits when we're thinking of our words, particularly in impromptu speaking. So just to be aware of that, we want to have nice freedom for our gestures, but it's on a basis of a good posture and body alignment all the time that we do it, and try to avoid the rockings from side to side or forwards and back because it does destabilize our breath. However, there was a lot of engagement in the topic I found, so well done. Maria came to us with her aliens. Now this was fun, but she started with a great smile. A smile makes a big difference, you know, makes a difference to your persona on camera, certainly, or in the room, and it makes a difference to your vocal tone, actually, to have a smile, I find. So well done for that. That was a good start. I would have liked us to play around with an alien language. Maybe give me a few of the sounds the alien makes, because that would create vocal variety in the topic, wouldn't it? So perhaps we could play around and characterize. We were doing an exercise on characterization in one of those modulation exercises. Maybe we could characterize the alien and have conversation. But it was great, and she got really into the storytelling. We can go even further and pursue it further. Well done to the first 4 speakers. Mohammed, I'm sorry we lost you on camera, but there you are. You'd made a good start. Okay, here we go. Back to Mary-Jo.
Thank you, Andrew, for this very helpful evaluation. We will hear from you shortly again after our next round. I would like to see if Mohammed would like to give it another try, or you want to wait up.
Do you want me to do it now?
Yes, if you're available, since you were excited.
Okay. So I've been waiting for this question, just like Roland was waiting for his question also. I would choose Homer Simpson. And who else wouldn't? All his life, his character, his activities are amazing. The way he always eats donuts and never gets fat. The way he always gets himself hurt, and yet he remains walking and everything remains good. One of his famous phrases is "ow" is when he gets hit or when something happens to him. I love how he's responsible for kids, yet he is irresponsible upon himself and upon everyone who ever knows. He's also responsible for the safety of his entire country, let's say, because he works in something that has to work with radioactivity, and yet he is given that responsibility, even though he does not deserve it. I guess he's a very funny guy, and I would like to spend the day with him. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you, Mohammed. That's interesting. I don't know too much about the Simpsons, but yeah, it sure is interesting. Okay, next I would like to have Nabil. Nabil, are you ready?
Yes, Marijo, I am here.
Okay, your question is, if you were left on a deserted island with either your worst enemy or no one, which would you choose and why? If you were left on a deserted island with either your worst enemy or no one, which would you choose and why?
Okay. So what I would like to say first is during the 2 years of pandemic, we were left in a lockdown, in a terrible lockdown, and felt isolated. So I can say the worst enemy we faced was the pandemic. And I have heard one of my friends saying that Corona, he lives abroad actually, and he said that Corona is our biggest enemy here in Lebanon and abroad, and in worldwide, globally. So after living these 2 years, and especially passing these during these hard circumstances in Lebanon, I can say that Lebanese people are now resilient, and they are prepared to face any enemy which could emerge from anywhere or from any planet. So after living this, I would say that I prefer to be left with my worst enemy rather than staying alone, because staying alone makes us depressed and will not be able to survive. However, when we learn how to win the victory against our worst enemy, we will obviously be stronger and be ready for everything. Thank you, and back to you, Marijo.
Thank you, Nabil. Yes, I completely agree. We really need to make peace with our enemies. Loneliness is our worst enemies. I do agree. Thank you, Nabil. Okay, I will have one last participant. I'm sorry that I could not accommodate everyone because of time. Salma, would you like to pass and give it a try?
Yep.
Okay, amazing. You have to sing karaoke every day of your life. What song do you pick? You have to sing karaoke every day of your life. What song do you pick?
Marijo, I'm not very familiar with karaoke.
You have to sing, just to sing any song every day of your life. Doesn't have to be
Ah,
karaoke.
okay. A song. Okay. Yep. So when we were in the Scouts, we were all together, and it was very warm mood, and we were learning new songs to teach it to the children. So one of the best memories that I would like to remember is this gathering and these old memories, and it will be some Scout song, and it's about how beautiful the Scout is, and it's about la 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 la. Okay, la 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 la, and how nice the Scout is, and it just put me in a great moment. So I like it. I would not do the rhythm, just not to sing it. So that's it.
Thank you, Salma.
Sure.
Sorry, I got the. Thank you, Salma. No matter what the music you like, music always makes us feel good, right? Okay, yeah. Sorry for anyone who volunteered in the end, but we are a bit over time, so I will give the floor to Andrew to evaluate the participants.
Fantastic. So Mohammed was able to deliver his topic. It was well worth the wait. Excellent work. We had Homer Simpson as the cartoon character. One thing I wanted to say, and I think it's important for all of us to remember, is that when we're speaking with the headphones on and the microphone, we hear our voices slightly differently, obviously, to when we have the headphones off. So make sure that when you're practicing your speaking, if you need to, you practice with headphones and without, so that we're getting used to the sound of our voice in both contexts. You know, we hear through the inner ear and through the capta. So it's important that we also practice without those headphones, which give us a slightly different sensation of our voice as we're working. The topic was great. The choice of Homer was wonderful. And at one point there was an O, which I like that sound as well, because it was encouraging the audience to participate as well. I think with table topics, one of the most important things is that we give the audience an experience, that we create a whole world for them. We don't simply answer a question. We do answer the question or quote, but we create a whole world for them with sounds and the senses, what you can see, what you can hear, what you can smell, what you can taste. All those things help to bring a topic alive for the audience member who's listening. So that was great to use the sound there. I would have liked just one or two more pauses in it to give us a little bit of breathing space. We only absorb so many words per moment, but very, very well done. Good choice of character too. Nice topic. Nabil came to us with his worst enemy or no one. And Nabil is somebody who speaks with great ease on camera. I like the idea of contrasting these enemies, you know, the pandemic and the loneliness. I wondered if we could get more contrast of what I call dynamic, which is in terms of volume and the way that we give the intention in the phrase. For instance, you know, the pandemic can kind of creep up on you and your volume is just adjusted. If you take the level of the voice down, you remember to keep the articulation up, but you can just play with the volume a little bit because it was all coming out at a very similar volume all the way through the topic. And yet the content of the message was really, really good. So I think we can play around, we can make the loneliness creep up on people. Loneliness is a different thing entirely. Let's find a different vocal tone for both the loneliness and the pandemic. Very, very logical topic, really well answered. Well done. Salma came to us, and which song would she pick? She would pick a Scout song. Now, I loved it when she went la, 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 but I would have loved it even more if we'd had the tune a little bit, or if we'd had some of the words. Why not go all the way in our topics? If you can remember a few of the words, give us the words and sing a bit of the song. It's all part of the fun. Impromptu speaking should be fun. It should be engaging. And I think that we can enjoy it a lot more. And that gives us more vocal impact as well. So why not sing us some of the words? It was great. There was a lovely connection going on with the story as well. So I think to have had just a little bit of singing would have magnified that as well and really raised that topic up. Very, very well done to all our topic speakers this evening. You've done some terrific work. Here we come. I wanted just to say in a few moments, Mary Jo and I are going to go into a question and answer session for you. But I wanted to say to you that I've given you a lot of ideas to work on this evening. You'll have my articles as well, so that you can take it a little stage further. But this works if you practice, and you practice regularly. So you are going to take your speeches and you're going to rehearse them aloud. Sometimes our members write really beautiful speeches, but they bypass the rehearsal stage, or they don't rehearse enough sometimes. Give yourself a good 10 to 15 minutes most days. I don't say you have to do it every day because sometimes you can't with your work timetable, but most days, if you could give yourself 10 to 15 minutes at the beginning of your day to do a vocal warm-up, maybe read a passage from a poem or a book, try out something from one of the speeches or presentations that you have to present. If you did that regularly, you would train your reflexes, and then you will really improve by leaps and bounds as a speaker. It's the regularity of practice that does it. Sometimes we try to cram in an hour of practice once a week. I don't think that's as effective. I think we need to practice a little and often. The reason I suggest practicing at the beginning of the day is because you feel the benefits carry through all the day with you as you're going through your working and your daily lives. And it makes it easier when you come to the Toastmasters meeting in the evening because you've carried that through the day with you. Okay, so that's my idea. Take my ideas, play with them, make them your own. Okay, we've done some splendid work this evening. I've been really pleased to share that with you. A big thank you before we go to Q&A, a big thank you to Mary-Jo and to all of the team here at Mercury for following this project through. We had a great first meeting to put it all together, and it's been terrific to come and visit you like this. So I'm handing over to Mary-Jo. She is going to take the questions and answer session for me. I think we're going to have questions into the chat, are we, Mary-Jo?
Yes, in the chat. And if anyone is interested to say your question out loud, please raise your hand, and you can start writing any questions you have to Andrew, for Andrew in the chat box. Diana, I think you're raising your hand. Do you have a question? You want to unmute or you want to text it in the chat box?
Hi, Diana. It's good to have you at workshop again. Well done. Did you put the question in the chat for me? Let me just check, because you enjoyed it. It was good. Great. And you did the exercises again along with us this time, which is really good. I knew you were there. I knew you were participating. So that's absolutely excellent. Well done. Well done. That's great. Splendid. Anyone else with some questions?
Thank you, Diana. I think
you.
Ria was raising her
Yeah, I think
hand.
so.
Yes, I raised my hand, but then I remember there is echo, so I.
If you want, you can write it down, or you can say it if you feel you can.
Okay, are you hearing me clearly?
I'm hearing you. There's a bit of an echo, but we're hearing you well.
Okay, yes, so I will say it. At some point when I was giving my speech, you said that if the pitch is high, people will not really focus on what we are saying. Can you explain why?
Yes, that's good. Thank you for underlining that, because I think it's good to expand a bit on that point. What I'm really saying is that if you start your speech and your voice is really up in the roof, sometimes it's harder for people to latch on. You may want to start your speech with a statement which is a statement of fear, so your voice might go up at the end with the intention. That's fine. It depends on the intention that you connect to the words and the meaning of the words. But as a general rule, I think we need to be nice and well set up, warmed up vocally before we go into the speech presentation. And that means having all the vocal qualities available to us. There is no doubt that when people hear a very high-pitched voice to start out a speech, I think, unless it's part of the meaning of the speech, then it can become quite difficult for us to listen to, because our first impression of the speaker comes when we see them on screen or on the stage, and then we hear their voice and we relate to the voice. And if it's a very high-pitched voice, it's a bit harder to listen to, isn't it? If I came to you and I said, "Welcome to your engaging voice," and I was somewhere up there, I mean, I'm exaggerating it hugely so that you can really exaggerating. But if I started up there, it's hard to grasp. So I think we need to be settled into our voices first. If we've got a loud statement or a frightened statement or something to start our speech with, all well and good. The pitch may go up a bit, but it goes with the intention. Yeah. Is that a bit clearer?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have our division director, Dana Nashawati. You have a question?
Yes, thank you so much. I really loved the workshop. I have a question regarding my voice. It's a bit high-pitched. Are there any specific exercises to get a deeper, nicer voice? Because people take you more seriously when you have a deeper voice, right?
Now, this is a really good question, because I get asked this one an awful lot. Because of folks wanting speakers, we talk a lot in Toastmasters about gravitas. And what I would like to say about this is, first of all, it's no good trying to give a false low voice, because that is as unpersuasive as a high-pitched one at the other extreme. what does help us to access the whole range of the voice, and we're talking about the whole range of the voice, so that we can express whatever we need to express. What does help us is this work that we did on the breath to start off with. We did the posture, we looked at the breath, we got our breath nice and low, so there was no tension here. You know, when there's tension, particularly over the shoulder area, around the neck, which is around the voice box, that's when our pitch tends to squeeze upwards. So if we're already in a good posture position, that helps. And then we start to, maybe we go through a couple of the lines of our speech before we go into the speaking space. And we work, and gradually we settle the voice. I gave Gia that little exercise with the sirening down. Sometimes I need people, I've got people who've got very low voices that are stuck, and I need to help them to transition upwards and a bit higher. So it can work both ways. The most important thing is that we don't try to make the voice do something, that we do it naturally with our poise of our posture, our breath, and we can play with that little sirening exercise. You can take it downwards. The most important thing, I think, is that the pitch of our voice reflects the meaning of our words. If we're really connected to what we mean to say and our intention, then we tend to find the right vocal level. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's very helpful. Thank you so much.
Okay, maybe we can have one question from the chats, and the rest I will forward them to you, Andrew, for you to reply, so that we don't go too much over time.
Yeah.
We have a question from Vocal Jim in the private chat. For our virtual world, do you recommend shopping for a better microphone? If so, how would you approach that?
Right, a lot of things are said about the technical side for the microphone. I'm actually speaking to you on my ordinary laptop microphone at the moment, so I haven't done anything particularly special for this one. I do have a more special blue, one of those blue type microphones as well that I use occasionally. I'm actually on my, because I had an internet issue before coming online, I'm actually on my standard laptop one here. It really depends, doesn't it? I do think we want it to be a faithful reproduction of us on camera and the sound of our voices as far as we can get it. If you feel, I think we have to practice. I think we practice our presentations, whatever we're doing, on the Zoom, and we record it. You press that button and you record and you listen back. If you notice that, for instance, using the laptop microphone isn't good enough, it's distorting, then you might go to try and find a device of some sort, of microphone device of some sort that you'll plug in. It depends on your individual context. One thing I would say is that I'm not greatly in favor when people are giving presentations, be it in a contest, which we're seeing a lot in contest season, or in a meeting of any kind. I'm not very much in favor of the microphones on our mobile phone, the microphone on the mobile phone in general. I find that it's not always reproducing the voices very well. It depends on the quality of your mobile phone, just as it depends on the quality of your laptop, really. So I would say the only way to find out how you're sounding is to record and just assess it. And if you think you need to buy a device, well, then you go into purchasing a device. Yeah, that's the way I would look at it. Most important thing is that we try, when we hear the recording, we hope that it sounds like us and that there's no distortions. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. We have other questions in the chat box, but since we're already over time, I will send them over to you. And anyone who has any additional questions, feel free to send them to me or over the chat, and I will forward them all to Andrew. Andrew, I give you back the floor to conclude the workshop and just summarize.
Thank you. We've done an awful lot together this evening. When you think we've gone from posture, breath, we've made those more resonant sounds with the humming, we've gone and done some voice consonants and some vowels, we've done word rhymes, we've worked on our speeches, we've worked on modulation. So just take it and make it mean something to you in your speaking. Go away, practice a little bit and find the way through, because I'm sure that you've all got the capacity to be really impactful speakers. And thank you for following the workshop so well this evening. Okay.
Thank you so much, Andrew. To conclude, first, before I conclude, I would like to take a group picture, if you don't mind. Anyone who doesn't mind opening their cameras, please open them so that we can have a nice group picture. There are many guests and Toastmasters from around the world, so it's nice to have a little souvenir. Okay, I see more cameras opening. Lovely, lovely faces. Okay, let me take a shot. Okay, thank you everyone. Okay, before closing, actually not closing, before moving to our after party, I would like just to announce that the next week we have our hybrid meeting. It will be on the usual timing, like today, 30 November, and it's hybrid. It's both online and physically at Olive Grove Hamra, as we did the last 2 times. So any new guests, you are most welcome to join us. I will be forwarding the registration link as we usually do every 2 weeks. And the following week will be Elections Day. So this is reserved only to members, but make sure to book this evening. It's very important to all members to come and be part of the future, building the future of Mercury. This is it as announcements. And now I will open the floor to the after party. A quick tip about, not a tip, quick info about the after party. It's a bit different. Andrew, will you be sticking with us a few minutes more?
Yep.
Okay, so I will be opening a breakout room with Andrew. So anyone who has additional questions, maybe those that asked in the chat, or you have any additional questions more than that, you can request to be sent to this breakout room, and you can have a conversation with him. So I will open the breakout room, and I will not automatically move you, Andrew. And
Okay.
anyone who wants to join, allow participants to join the room. And while I prepare the rooms, feel free to unmute